Hey everyone, welcome to Greenlight. So today we're talking about Blu-ray Tuesday movies that are out today, and today we have Free Guy and The Green Knight as well, and we're going to be talking about the special features and how they can help you as a filmmaker as well, and understanding filmmaking and the process of filmmaking. Excuse me. So we're going to get started right now. Let's do this. All right, so today we have Free Guy and we have the Green Knight and we have a bunch of Blu-rays to kind of get through. But if you haven't been here before, my name is Jovanni Santos, and today we're and we usually do filmmaking videos and stuff like that, as well as unboxing of Blu-rays, as well as unboxing filmmaking equipment, talking about filmmaking tips, anything to do with that, even Blender as well. If you ever heard of Blender, is a free 3D software that all of us can obtain easily. So go ahead and check out in the description below. I have IMDb links for all the movies we're going to be talking about here today, as well as some free downloads. So you can download Blender and things like that as well. So let's get started right now. You can go ahead and check those things out after this live chat. Go ahead and hit me up on the live chat, and I'll give you a shout out at the end of this live chat. And we're going to be talking about these Blu-rays. And before you do, like I said, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you know about videos that I do like this every week. I am live every week on Tuesday. Consistently, like for about almost a year and a half or so already, and I keep it open, like an open forum, so people could talk about the movies they're gonna purchase or whatever have you, as long as it's positive and talking about filmmaking as well, or which one you're gonna pick up if you're gonna pick up any one of these Blu-rays. So today, for the first Blu-ray today we're gonna be talking about is Free Guy. So Free Guy, I did get to see this movie, and it has a bunch of little like Easter eggs and stuff like that within there for fanboys like myself and you alike, which is something that I'm big on here on this channel, is to kind of like cater to more of like the fanboy in filmmaking and try to make it more fun and not so much tutorial based, but more which there will be some tutorials over time. I even have a couple of them, but not so much tutorial based, but more filmmaking based, based on storytelling. And that's something here that's really good too with Free Guy, and they have a really good story here. It's not like we haven't seen this story before or told in different ways, but and I'm sure you've heard of that. But this was really well done and really well executed. This is directed by slipping my mind right now. His name. I know this guy because he did so many movies and so many shows that we like right now as well. So I'll show you the 4K slipcover, because the Blu-ray doesn't seem to have a slipcover, but the 4K, the 4K always looks really sweet with their slipcover. And because 20th Century Fox got taken over by Disney, it kind of has that like Disney aspect to it. And supposedly, when they were filming this film, they were able to ask Disney whether or not they could use some IPs and stuff like that within this film. So it's really cool to find out what they used and everything like that. I kind of don't want to give any spoilers away, but it was really, really cool at the end what they were able to add there to give it this authenticity with gaming and the whole world and universe, more of the realistic universe that we have now with all that. So let's check out the Steelbook real quick here, and I have the Steelbook here as well, and then we're gonna be able to check out the back end, and it's basically it came with the Steelbook, so it's like the little slip, I guess it's like the paperback or something, slip back or whatever but you can call that, but this is the Steelbook, and it's pretty simple, and I kind of like it. Knowing the film, I understand what the fishbowl is about and all that. Um, it's basic. Sometimes simple is more, and this actually looks really sweet. And no offense to the Fast and Furious one, sometimes it's too simple. You want to kind of have like that balance, or go really really simple and have a different kind of look. Maybe just with the Fast and Furious, they could have gone with all metal and just kind of did away with the car or something, look. They kind of had a consistent look here, and that's what I'm getting at. Consistency is always good. So the next thing we're going to talk about, let's talk about the making of, the back ends here, and we're going to zoom it in too so we can check it out. So this is the back end here. This is kind of like a slip back end here that would come with the Blu-ray. And it's really cool. Way at the end here, if you see in this wide one at the bottom over the PG-13, you see Disney movie insiders. So it's kind of cool. I mean, I'm a fan of Disney and stuff like that. To see this film get picked up like that, in that way, it was almost like it was saved. Let's see here. So. All right, so I was taking a swig of water, and yeah, I'm looking here. Sean Levy. I don't know why I didn't remember that, but I remember all his movies. Night at the Museum. He basically got together with the Duffer Brothers. Dust Brothers. That's a band. The Duffer Brothers to create Stranger Things for Netflix. So he got Stranger Things onto Netflix. So Sean Levy, I mean, movies like Just Married. I mean, he's done a lot of movies across the board, and just back and forth in different spectrums of genres and stuff like that as well. So it's really cool to see this genre filmmaker tackle something like this, and I believe he kind of found his own within the sci-fi genre itself. So what I see here automatically is we have deleted scenes and extended scenes. And deleted scenes and extended scenes are always scenes that do not propel the movie forward. They're either written in the script and they make sense then in the written form, but when you see it up on screen, a lot of things that are being said in that said scene, basically the deleted scene or the extended scene, or what was added to whatever scene is still in the movie, basically didn't add anything new to the film. It halted the story and didn't continue things moving forward. So whenever you see stuff like that, you got to think about that. That's what ends up in the chopping room floor, on the chopping block, basically, for your film. It doesn't propel the movie forward. It doesn't, basically just slows it down really, really hardcore. So that's always good to see it like that. Next thing I see here is gag reel, and it's good to see how people have fun. I always like to see in between those takes and see and read in between the lines, understanding the scene and understanding the takes and understanding what it took for them to create the scene and create the action or whatever it is that was needed in the direction coming from the direction of Sean Levy. So the next thing I see here is welcome to Free City. See how the anything is possible virtual playground was created. So that's really cool. So I've seen some stuff like that. I also have here on this channel, if you want to check out, and I'll have it at the end of this live stream. Basically the behind the scenes that I have here for Free Guy, and they're talking about basically how they created this world of Free City and everything like that, and basically they had to combine different sections of different cities and stuff like that and create this city. I don't believe it was different cities. I think it was just different sections of the city they had, but go ahead and check that out. But they're definitely going to go on a deep dive here on this making of here on the Blu-ray. So this is why I am a huge fan of purchasing special features and special editions or whatever of these movies, because it's well worth it knowing how they did it and how they created these scenes. And it's just more nuggets in your brain of filmmaking nuggets. You feel me? So with all that being said, I believe this could be 30 to 40 minute type deal, because it is Disney and 20th Century Fox type of 20th Century Studios, mind you. It could be in that realm. 20th Century Fox back in the day used to do a lot of meaty behind the scenes, even for their smaller movies. So 20-30 minutes, let's hope. And then I see another thing here. It says Dude versus Guy. Join Sean Levy for a look at Guy's showdown with the dude, with his dude version. So cool. So no offense. I mean, this is kind of a spoiler here. So spoiler alert. With this part, I guess. So don't watch it before you watch the movie. Make sure you watch the movie. There's a bunch of things that happen within this fight scene too, as well as many things in this movie. And I'm kind of throwing it off there so I don't give too much away, and I'm realizing that. But this is really cool. So you get in a deep dive in how they create scenes and create a character background and stuff like that, even a simple character breakdown there. So it was he had a really good catchphrase, which was really good. So catchphrase entered here. And then there's and more featuring Jodie Comar. I believe this is the guy from Stranger Things. If that's not telling you that the creator of Stranger Things is like part of this movie. Jodie Comar and Taika Waititi. So Taika Waititi is a phenomenal actor, actually, and a comedian actor going into directing too. And actually, his direction for a lot of his films. Oh wow, I don't even have it all zoomed in here. I'm sorry about that. So I'll zoom it in here real quick. But basically, Taika Waititi basically is a phenomenal filmmaker. Has done a bunch of movies like Thor Ragnarok, and I'm just it's slipping my mind right now, but he did this Hitler movie, where like Hitler was like this imaginary friend for this kid or whatever, and it's kind of like this joke on like Hitler. It's pretty funny, but for some reason it's not coming to mind right now. But with all that being said, let's move on to our next film. And all the films that we talk about here today, like I said, is in the description below. I have IMDb links for all the films we're talking about here today. All right, so let's move on to our next film. And our next film is The Green Knight. The Green Knight is out on Blu-ray and 4K as well, and we do have the back end here, so we get to talk about it. So let's get into it. Let me show you the 4K cover, which is very similar, and always looks sweeter in a 4K slip cover. You feel me? Let's go into the back end here of The Green Knight, and this is certified fresh, and like I said, everything I have is in the description below. I have IMDb links for all the filmmakers, for the cast and crew and everything like that, and you can check out the filmmakers, check out the cast and crew, and check out the trailers as well for the film. So let's get into the making of this movie. Let's get into the back end. So courtesy of Bluray Dan, and he does have his own YouTube channel on here, and I always usually say the courtesy up front and let you know. I see you, hopefully you see it there, Bluray_Dan. It's at Bluray_Dan for his Instagram, but he does have a YouTube channel here as well, and he talks about Blu-rays. But he allows me, I've asked him a long time ago, and I've been using his back ends here just to talk about making ofs and stuff like that. I try never to use his front and everything like that. I just use this photo and a zoomed in version of what we're seeing right now, and try to keep it really, really simple. Hopefully you learn from that too, in dealing with other people on YouTube and everything like that. I'm also aware that it's still his content, but it's also not, this film is kind of everybody's, right? And I could just go and find it probably at the store or something like that. But it makes it simpler to be able to get it to you guys here live here on through the internet and everything like that. And even for myself, being a stay-at-home dad, and me and my wife doing the stay-at-home thing, it's not easy. We got to teach our son and take him to school and do a bunch of things. And shout outs to all the families out there too during this time as well. Hopefully this whole pandemic thing is ending real soon. So now I'm kind of zoomed in here into the making of here, and right off the bat we have Boldest of Blood and Wildest of Heart, making The Green Knight. So I haven't seen this film, and I know very little about it, but I've kept it very open for myself so I can just go and watch it and not have too much with it. But I'm not so big on films when it comes to medieval stuff. But I like the style, I like the look and stuff like that too. And the I would say like the art direction of this film, and it looks really, really good. But this is quite interesting. So since this is a Lionsgate. This is a Lionsgate and A24 releasing of a film. So I'm thinking this is going to be a like 30 to 40 minutes maybe of a making of here. So they could have a lot of really meaty information here for all the filmmakers out there seeking this type of genre and learning filmmaking through their favorite genre. And that's the thing, that's always what I'm very focused on here on this channel, is finding the best movie for you to learn filmmaking from. So this is directed by David Lowery. I'm not sure, it's written and directed by him, but I'm not sure what other film this person's done. But if you want to know more about this person, you could check out the IMDb links that I do have in the description below. So the next thing going in here is Practitioners of Magic, visual effects. So then they get into their visual effects here, and that's like 15 to 20 minutes usually when they separate that kind of stuff and they just do a specific department. Usually a specific department doesn't take all that long, more or less, to cover when it comes to behind the scenes and or DIY in any way of what they're showing you in any scene or whatever. And that's usually how they are treated in most of these behind the scenes, and that's what I'm expecting here with Lionsgate and A24 teaming up on this film. Illuminating technique, title design. So wow, interesting. So I guess the title design was really epic in this film, and warranted a behind the scenes or a making of. So this is really cool to see when you can learn how a movie transcends their basically their theming of their film off into their title design, and therefore whatever else in their post-production. So this is really cool. So like I said, this is chock filled with stuff here to learn from this film and learn about filmmaking and things that you can take on to your short film or into your feature film or indie micro-budget feature film. Like myself, I've done that many times before. Onto trying to go on to my third feature film. Kind of looking into maybe doing a short before that to test out some stuff. So I think that's a good thing, test out some things. Test it out with a project, you feel me? So with all that being said, this film, The Green Knight, has IMDb links in the description below where you can check out the filmmakers, check out the cast and crew, and everything like that as well. And we're going to move on to our next film. And our next film is a Paramount releasing. It's The Haunting of Bly Manor, and it's from the producers of The Haunting of Hill House. So if you're a fan of this, there's a lot of horror films coming out right now and within this month because of Halloween. So there's a lot of really cool things to learn from this film. So go ahead and check it out. In the description below, I have IMDb for this film. I have IMDb links for this film and for all the films we talk about here today. So you can check out the trailers, check out the cast and crew, and all that as well. I do not have the back end for this film, but I do have another look at they're releasing for this film, and it's the Haunting 2 series collection, The Haunting of Bly Manor and The Haunting of Hill House, a 2-movie collection Blu-ray. Really cool, and it's released today as well on Blu-ray, so you can go ahead and check it out. In the description below, I have IMDb links for this film. I do not have it for The Haunting of Hill House, but you can probably find it in the connection through IMDb as well. So let's move on to our next film. And our next film that we have today is Survive the Game. Survive the Game stars Bruce Willis. It's a Lionsgate releasing. I do not have a back end for this film. I searched around and I started looking, but if there is a making of, I'm always inviting all of you to go ahead and hit me up on Instagram. Send me a screenshot of the back end of any of these films that you're interested in talking about the back end and talking about the making ofs. Even if you haven't bought it and you want me to feature it on the show and talk about the making ofs and all that stuff, just to see if you're interested, go ahead and do that. I'm open for that. But we do not have the back end for this film, and I'm opening it up for all of you to do that, and I'm always trying to open that up as well. So this is the last of our new releases today, today of Blu-rays. So we're going to move into our re-releases, and our re-releases 4K, and it's Inglourious Basterds. So this Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. I feel like I remember seeing the 4th film or something on this cover once before when it came out on Blu-ray. I did purchase it on Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray's special features were really scarce. There wasn't many. There was just like a couple things, I think, and it wasn't any behind the scenes or anything you would find like Django Unchained. If you've seen Django Unchained or purchased the Blu-ray, you would know there's like a big, long, extensive documentary on how that movie was made and everything like that. It's probably because that was nominated for Oscars and all that, and usually that's how it is. But do have the back end here for this 4K, and we're going to talk about the 2 hours of bonus features they have included in this film, which I'm really, really excited about. And this is a movie that I would definitely purchase. I do not have it currently. I do not own it on Blu-ray or anything like that. But I always wanted this movie to have its special features. I've always had in the back of my head that at some point, some studio, basically the Universal would release all the special features for this film, like as a special edition, something, basically because of Tarantino and his work and how rare, I wouldn't say rare, but like how more artsy it is and all that, and how it's worth it for Universal and making money off of the Blu-ray and stuff like that. It'd be worth it for them to do it, and they did. So you see it here, and we're gonna zoom in real quick and let's talk about this. So over 2 hours of bonus features, extended and alternate scenes, which I don't believe was actually, I believe it was. I think it was on the Blu-ray. And then the New York Times talks. So that's basically everybody at the New York Times talking about the film and everything like that, and I guess interviews with them. And then there's a round table discussion with Quentin Tarantino, Brad Pitt, and Elvis Mitchell. Excuse me, sorry. Getting a little excited here. I'm getting gassy. All right, so next thing I see here is also Nation's Pride, full feature. I feel like Nation's Pride may have been included on the Blu-ray, but the roundtable definitely wasn't. It was not, and that's cool to see that, because then they all get into it. Actor, director, talking about these scenes, talking about the direction and everything, and how they worked together to get certain scenes out. It's good to see how actor directors work together and how they talk together, talk to each other, and communicate too. And these round tables is good to see how they talk about the script and everything, and if they ever had to work anything out in blocking, whatever have you, or change stuff. So it's good to find out about that there. New York Times stuff, that's definitely like critic stuff. I stay away from that because as far as like filmmaking comes from that, and what you would learn from it, you could learn a lot about storytelling when it comes to that, and how to tell a story and how people perceive stories and images on screen. So it's good to learn from that in that perspective, but you have to have that mentality with that when it comes to watching those in any critic kind of stuff. Nation's Pride full feature. So you get the full feature, and then you get the making of Nation's Pride, which I find very, very intriguing, because it's like the making of a movie within a movie. So there was a movie made for a movie, and they're gonna screen that movie within this other movie, this bigger movie, so it's just it's like a paradox. It's like this Pandora's box, like this never ending like mystery box type of thing going on there. But that's so interesting. It's so funny, but really, really cool stuff there. And I'm interested in seeing how they were able to put it together. And just a couple of images that they showed of Nation's Pride within Inglourious Basterds was just enough to warrant the images and thoughts that we've had in our minds about Hitler's army and all that stuff, and what they did, and creating Nazi, and Nazis and all that stuff, and creating that whole world, and want to be a part of that world. So I was trying to come up to the word of propaganda. It was like basically they were putting out a lot of these propaganda films, and this is what this was. So they created their own for this movie, and I believe they shot a full movie too, and it's I think it's online too. You could probably check it out, but I just find that pretty funny. And really cool that we get a making of. And so you get to see maybe they had no budget for it or something, and what kind of budget they did have for it. So you get probably a lot of really cool things that you never learned on how to make a movie with Quentin Tarantino, and maybe making a little short film, So it's really interesting to see that. So the next thing I see here is the original Inglourious Basterds, and that's definitely talking about the original film with that title. I'm not sure if it had to do with anything with Nazis and them killing Nazis and all that, but you can go ahead and check that out too, and you learn about film history with Tarantino through a new film. So that's kind of cool. So the next thing I see here is a conversation with with Rod Taylor. I'm sorry, I'm not sure who Rod Taylor is exactly. I'm guessing it's an actor here or something, and it says "and more." So depending on who Rod Taylor is, that may or may not be something to do with the film and the making of the film, or acting in the film. But I'm sure there's going to be some really cool tidbits in there, and like Easter eggs in there to learn from a Tarantino set. So, and next thing is "and more." So, "and more" is usually trailers and stills and stuff like that. Maybe even production stills, which is something really good to see. And you can see how they lit certain scenes and all that as well. So, this is chock filled with stuff here in comparison to the original release when it came out on Blu-ray. And I was working at Best Buy at the time when it came out, and it wasn't as cool as this. So, with all that being said, let's move into their 4K Steelbook release. So automatically I'm looking at the inside here, which is really cool, with Brad Pitt and Eli Roth, who's also a filmmaker and director as well. And then I look at the back part of it, which is really cool with the metal, and it has a consistency all the way throughout, all the way to the front too. So you see, this is what I'm talking about here, consistency, everybody. Even theming and color and all that as well. So with all that being said, let's move into our next re-release. And our next re-release into 4K is Carlito's Way, and this is directed by Brian De Palma, who directed Scarface. So basically, right after Scarface was such a big hit, and I guess Al Pacino and basically the director, they both were just like, we got to do another Scarface. So they made another film similar to it in a way, and I have seen this movie. It's not my favorite. I think I like Scarface a little bit more, not just because I'm Cuban, but because I'm Cuban, I'm actually not a huge fan of it, and it's because I'm a Cuban. I'm Cuban. I'm a Cuban. So yeah, that's why. Like, I don't know. There's something about that movie just showing people that we're, criminals right off the bat, just coming over into America is just not really a great image, but it was a popular film within the family and everybody in the world too. So with all this being said, this movie is out too, and this is actually a very well made film too, and it's a phenomenal film. I can't remember too much what it was about, but I know it had some mafia stuff tied to it. But let's I have the back end here, so let's get into the making of the back end here. So from Brian De Palma, the director of Scarface, comes the critically acclaimed crime thriller Carlito's Way. Al Pacino gives an electrifying performance as a former drug kingpin. See, Carlito, who is sprung from prison by his high-powered attorney, who's played by Sean Penn. So, that already says it enough that it's a gangster. It's another gangster picture in a sense, selling drugs and stuff like that. It's very similar to Scarface and everything like that. So let's get into the special features. So deleted scenes, like I've been saying here on live, is definitely scenes that don't propel the movie forward and doesn't. It just kind of halts the movie and doesn't tell the story any further. It just says the same thing over and over again, or it just doesn't say anything at all, which is kind of how I feel about saying deleted scenes over and over again. But I believe it's very important for people to remember that and understand what they're for. The making of Carlito's Way. So this is a Universal releasing, and like I was saying about Universal and stuff, so I'm thinking this could be another 20 to 30 minutes, so we can get really lucky and get something pretty meaty here when it comes to the making of, and maybe get some new interviews and all that stuff with Brian De Palma, Al Pacino, and everybody as well involved into the film. So with all that being said, you could find out a lot about pre-production all the way to post-production with these making ofs, and even with behind the scenes ones too, when they say behind the scenes. So the next thing I see here is Brian De Palma on Carlito's Way. So this is a critical one for filmmakers, directors, writer-directors. This is good for you to find out what their thoughts were on making their film, and how they were preparing their mind for these shoots and whatever shoots they had to do. If it's a lot of nights, it's a bunch of night shoots, or a bunch of day shoots, or a really hard action scenes, or dramatic scenes, or anything like that, different setups, whatever have you, there's always a mental game to anything. So just finding out what Brian De Palma had in mind, and how he went about making Carlito's Way is a huge deal. So the next thing I see here is original promotion Promotional Featurette. So the original Promotional Featurette is basically these little mini behind the scenes that are like a couple minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, that you probably see on YouTube currently right now. And you even see them, in different forms. You see them a lot right now with like a movie Dune. If you look up Dune right now, you could probably see a bunch of making ofs, and they're all like 2 3 minutes and stuff like that. I like doing that here and like kind of mushing them all together and try to keep all the main information together in one little video, bringing all those together and making it one big video on this channel on here on Greenlight. So you can go ahead and check them out. I have them on a playlist called On Set with Greenlight, so you can go ahead and check those out. Basically, it's similar here. So they're going to be like probably 2 3 minutes each and give away a bunch of interesting information. Usually with these things, they have like one good tidbit thing, technical or an aspect of filmmaking within directing or, a technical side of things and all that stuff. So it's really cool that they even added that here. So this is out now on Blu-ray and 4K, so go ahead and check it out. It also has a theatrical trailer. So at the end of this live stream, go ahead and check out the description below. I have IMDb links for this film and for all the films that we're talking about here today. And I'm going right into the steelbook of this film that's also out on 4K and available at Best Buy. This is really, really cool steelbook. I'm just saying. It just has like really simple classic look with Sean Penn, Al Pacino, not only on the inside with one of the scenes, but on the front cover like this, like a classic poster from back in the day, which is very simple. But what I like is the whole gun and stuff and the smoke and all that in the back of the steelbook kind of gives it this red and black look to it. It just looks so cool. It's like red and black and white type of thing going on. Very, very sleek. It could be really cool for like a music video or something. I don't know. Kind of giving me ideas, So let's move on to our last of the re-releases. And our last of the re-releases in 4K. This is in 4K and Blu-ray and 4K. It's a huge collection from Columbia Pictures, and it's basically Columbia Classics Collection Volume 2. So these are all their, I would say, their Academy Award winning films from Columbia Pictures and Sony, a Sony company. So basically, this is some of these are before Sony had taken over. So Taxi Driver you see here, and everything, all the films that are included in this collection, I do have IMDb links for each of those films in the description below, so you can check out the filmmakers, check out the cast and crew, you can check out the trailers as well. Taxi Driver is directed by one of my favorite directors, Martin Scorsese, somebody I look up to, as well as having David Fincher also in this collection, The Social Network. You also have Stripes 2 on here too, which is a phenomenal film too, from the Ghostbuster director Ivan Reitman. So there's a bunch of things here. Check it out. Anatomy of a Murder with Alfred Hitchcock. So a bunch of filmmakers here, big filmmakers here in this collection. So go ahead and check those out as well. Let me know in the description or down below. Let me know in the live chat or in the comments down below if you're looking to purchase this film. So quickly, let's put myself back up on here so I can give anybody a shout out here on the live chat. So I do have somebody here on the shout out for a shout out here. We have Carolina Matt and TJ the Cat here live with me. Sometimes they go live as well on their channel and talking about things that they did throughout the day and stuff like that, which is really cool. And I love it that he called it this because it's very specific about him in Carolina and his cat named TJ. And I don't know, he's a really cool guy. Like Matt is actually a very, very nice guy. And he said here, says, "Hi buddy, I want to watch Free Guy sometime." So he wants to do he wants to see Free Guy one of these days, and I highly recommend checking it out. It was a fun film, and I liked it. I actually like that Sean Levy is always able to put a little heart in his films. So go ahead and check that movie out, and check out Matt's this channel as well. And we're going to be here on this channel, and we have a couple of making ofs for you to check out. So go ahead and check out No Time to Die. I did release it in midnight I believe it was Sunday night, midnight, for Monday, like right on Monday morning, basically at midnight. So you can go ahead and check those out. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I do a lot of filmmaking videos like this. I was just rambling on right now. I don't know why, but I do a lot of filmmaking videos like this, Blu-ray unboxing videos as well, and do a lot of filmmaking stuff, unboxing filmmaking videos, and Blender videos too, and kind of tutorial based and teaching filmmaking in any way that I can here on this channel, and doing kind of fan stuff. Hopefully I could do like a tour for some studios and stuff like that here on this channel. If you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below of the playback or in the live chat, and I'll see you here next time. Later.